Today, we're talking about something that a lot of us struggle with, and that's self-sabotage, y'all.
It's that cycle where you want something, success, love, and peace, but you keep doing the things that block your own blessings, baby.
You say you're ready for change, but then your actions just don't line up.
Be careful who you share your goals and dreams with. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. You know how people say, all my ducks are lined in a row. One of them ducks gonna quack quack out the line. Why did your voice change on the affirmation? Hey, welcome to the Trigger Happy Hour, where we take shots of the truth straight with no chase.
It's your host that do the most, Daquana Darnisha, and get ready as we dive deep, laugh loud, and unpack triggers you've been dodging.
Buckle up, y'all, because healing ain't always pretty,
but it's always real. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Daquan, giving it to you straight with no chase. Let's split that doubt into drive. No more negative thinking. Let's get it popping.
Hey, y'all. Hey, it's your girl Darnisha, licensed mental health counselor, mommy of two. I like to give it to you straight with no chase, but sometimes I got to put a little sugar on the rim. But either way it go, y'all already know. I'm going to give it to y'all 100 proof truth.
All right. Y'all already know how we get down. Welcome back to another episode of Trigger Happy Hour. Today, we're talking about something that a lot of us struggle with, but don't recognize when it's happening. And that's self-sabotage, y'all. Before we dive in, you already know the routine. Think of a song that best describes how you're feeling today. Darnisha, what is that song choice for you?
Since they on tour, I'm gonna go with Monica right now, because it's just one of them days.
Okay.
When I gotta be all alone, just one of them days. Don't take it personal, baby, but I don't feel like talking on the phone. I don't feel like doing nothing. I just want to chill and sip my Chardonnay, okay?
Okay. I'm on Chardonnay. All right. I like that. It is just one of them days. Because, baby, it's cold out here.
Oh, you in Houston, though. I don't want to hear about no Houston cold.
I know.
I'm Indiana cold.
No, and that's the cold that I will appreciate, because I like this cold.
Okay.
And so I'm not complaining. Like, I already have my hoodie on. I have my vest. Listen, I love me a vest. A bubble vest. Throw that thing on. It's like, yeah, all right, let's go.
What's your song choice?
I would say Brandy. Like you said, they on tour, so I'm gonna be like sitting up in my room. I'm sitting up in my room, like I'm drinking my eggnog. To the ones that like it, I don't care. The ones that don't, not your prerogative. Don't yuck my yum. That's all I can say. Okay. But anyway, I've been having my spiked eggnog, I should say.
Okay. Come on, Brandy, sitting up in my room with the braids.
Listen, You see them? Listen, they long and luscious braids.
Long and strong, huh? Just long and strong.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, y'all. So before we get started, we just want to give a disclaimer. This is not a substitution for therapy. We are here as a sounding board. If for any reason you need to get up, take a deep breath, walk away from the episode, feel free to do that. And if you need professional help, please seek a licensed professional. All right, so as Daquan mentioned, today we will be talking about self-sabotage. And it's one of those topics that hits close to home for all of us. It's that cycle where you want something, including, but not limited to, success, love, and peace, but you keep doing the things that block your own blessings, baby. It's like that saying where they say, if you keep doing things repeatedly and expecting a different result, what they call that, Daquan? They call that what?
Insanity.
Insane in the membrane.
Listen, okay? Stop doing that thing, girl. Stop doing that. If you keep doing it and it gives you the same results, you're going crazy.
Cuckoo.
I hate you. I hate you. So today we're going to unpack why we self-sabotage, how it shows up, and most importantly, how to break the cycle. Because trust me, let's go ahead and break this down, because this is going to help me too. Because again, we all self-sabotage.
Shame.
I know.
All right, so let's break this thing down. Self sabotage is when you consciously or unconsciously get in your own way. Get out your way, Darnisha. Okay. It's those behaviors or thoughts that block your progress, even when deep down you know better.
Right. And it doesn't always look like something big or obvious. It can be procrastination, overthinking, doubting yourself, or even picking fights in relationships that are actually going well.
Ain't nobody got time for
Yes,
that.
so I want to explain how self sabotage plays into that. When you have more than enough time to complete a project, more than enough time, you literally
Mhm.
wait until the night before you have to present or the night before it's due. And now it's crunch time and you're stressed out, you can't think clearly, and you're submitting a bare minimum project when you could have received an A for that assignment, or you could have given that presentation all that you had, but instead you procrastinated, you self-sabotaged, and then you literally gave bare minimum effort.
Trust me, baby, I did that a lot in our graduate program. Not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie. I'll wait like 2, 3 days before the paper was due, knowing I have other papers due behind that.
Mhm.
It was horrible for me, and then actually, I took a break for a while, like, over a year, and getting back into the repetition of it, picking up the work, actually turning in work in on time. I struggled my last year. I
Yeah.
struggled, but I made it through.
Yes, you did. And then there's that doubting yourself or picking fights in relationships that are actually going good. How many times have we done that? Or said to yourself, this relationship too good to be true.
Yeah.
Let me do something about that. I have done this before, and it's when I think back at it, I'm like, that's childish. When you intentionally try to set somebody up to respond in a way you know gonna piss you off. No, you know it's like, let me see how they respond to this situation. So you literally just make something up. And then when they respond in a way that you expected them to, now you mad, but you literally just set that person up to do that. You self-sabotaging.
Yeah, no, I did not do that. I would more so I would always find a way to mess up. I would self-sabotage because I didn't know how to respond intellectually and how to express my emotions, and I felt like they was being ignored.
Okay, that's fair. So instead of expressing yourself, because you said you basically didn't know how to do that, you didn't know how to assertively communicate your needs and what was going on. Instead of communicating, you would just engage in some type of sabotaging behavior that would, in return, kind of push them away or turn them off in a sense.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can. And so, for me, I did not emotionally respond in a positive way. I would go and do something being petty, I would say.
Okay. Because you didn't get the response from them that you wanted.
Yes.
Okay, but the kicker is most of the time that self-sabotage it comes from fear, and that is fear of failure, fear of success, or fear of being seen. Ooh, fear of failure, fear of success, or fear of being seen. What you got on that?
Yes, I got a perfect one, y'all. My self-sabotage is not studying effectively for my test, for my licensure.
Okay, you
Becau
taking an NCE, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have broken it down and getting raw. It's because I am afraid of success. I am afraid to actually be in the field. I'm in it,
Mm.
but when I'm licensed, I'm going to be actually in it. There have always been
I'm talking about in it. I just had to do that. I'm sorry.
you so stupid. There has always been a fear for me, even when I was in the beginning stages of the experience of mental health, dealing with individuals that, with HIV, I was like a medical case manager for them. And so I'm like, oh my God, what if I do something wrong? So there was always that fear for me.
Mm-hmm.
But as I matured in the field, I'm like, okay, I know I can do this and da da da. But I still have not passed that test because I'm still afraid of when I actually get in it.
Okay. I'm going to tackle that. I know we haven't gotten to the intervention component of this segment, but the most effective way of dealing with a fear is gradual exposure, exposing yourself to that fear gradually. So, if one of the steps is passing your licensure exam, then you got to do a little bit at a time. That don't mean you get your licensure and then the next day you running a private practice. No, you gradually just expose yourself into that thing, and by the time you ready. Cause you didn't took that time, you didn't gradually expose yourself to, okay, this is how I get my clients, this is how I get my referrals, this is how I market. So it, or communicating or making these connections and networking with people that you can talk to, and you have these colleagues you can bounce ideas off of. But in order for you to even get to that point, you got to put yourself out there. So we're going to talk about now, how does self-sabotage show up in our day-to-day life? As we talked about, it shows up in procrastination. You keep saying I'll do it tomorrow, but tomorrow becomes next week. And what if next week never comes? Don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. And then it shows up in negative self-talk. You tell yourself, I'm not ready, or I don't deserve it. Okay, I'm going to give an example of negative self-talk too. And even with doing this podcast, this is a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's like, man, okay, maybe we doing so many episodes, or maybe we need to cut back, or maybe we not reaching the right audience. And then all that self-doubt comes into place.
Yeah.
And so you have to keep yourself motivated and you have to stay encouraged, because
Yeah.
if you listen to that negative self-doubt, we wouldn't be on episode 7. We wouldn't be about to end the season and all
Yes.
that. So it's like you gotta be mindful of that and talk yourself out of that. Then
Yeah.
it shows up in overthinking. You analyze until you feel paralyzed. Let me let
Yes.
me run that
Come
back.
on, run that back, run that back, run that back.
You analyze until you paralyze. You're thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, and you overthinking and you doing all that. And now you in paralysis. And then self-sabotage shows up in toxic relationships. You chase chaos because peace feels unfamiliar. You just starting arguments. You starting problems that aren't even there, or you making up problems in your mind that aren't even there.
Yep. And we can't forget perfectionism. I'll start when everything's perfect. That's that mindset. But perfection is the biggest lie we tell ourselves to avoid starting.
Yes,
Ooh.
yes. How many times have you had a goal and you never reached that goal because you was like, okay, well, all right, I'll give an example. Well, I'm not gonna buy a house until I have this amount saved. And then you get that amount saved and your car break down. Or
Yeah.
then you get that amount saved and something else comes up. Something is always going to come up. But if the opportunity presents itself and you're in the right frame of mind, or you're capable of doing it, I'm not saying doing it because you can. Like, you don't always got to do something just because you can, but doing it because you should, right? That's different. Doing it because I should do it versus doing it because I can do it. So you can't always wait until everything perfect, because nothing is ever going to be perfect. You know how people say, all my ducks are lined in a row. One of them ducks gonna quack quack out the line.
Hmm.
And that's just real talk. And sometimes the way we self sabotage is silent, like ignoring our intuition or staying in situations that don't serve us because we're scared of the unknown. Your intuition is there for a reason. It tells you when something ain't right. Those hairs on the back of your neck. I said this before. The only thing that I fear is not trying.
Yeah.
Because what's the worst that can happen? I don't succeed? But your definition of success is not my definition of success. Because even if I fail, that's a success story for me. Because you best to believe I'm going to get my butt up and I'm going to try again. And I bet you I succeed that time, or I'm going to succeed the time after that, or the time after that. But I'm at least going to try. Has there ever been a time for you where you felt like you overthought or delayed a dream or opportunity?
Yes, and we just mentioned it actually. Delaying myself from the opportunity of being licensed. Uh, denying my chance to help future clients as of right now is delaying their progress. My progress is delaying their progress. I know I can connect with every one of my clients in some type of way, either my past experience and I know that spot in a feeling. I might not know that where they at, but I know that feeling that they're sitting in. And so
Right.
I'm able to help push them to see the light. I can help them and show them, hey, listen, I'm speaking
Mhm.
into fluential right now because this podcast is going to touch so many of people. And baby, when I say I'm going to be a therapist of the celebrity, this is going to be big, baby. Okay. Going to touch lives and change lives for many African men, gay men out there, LGBTQ plus, everybody that's out there that don't have a representation. Baby, I want to be an advocate.
I love that for you. I do. I love that for us. We are already touching lives. We are
Yes.
already touching lives with this podcast. And again, we want to shout y'all out for our viewers for listening because
Yes. Big shout.
this helps us as well. We're not just doing it for you guys, we're doing it for us as well. This is therapeutic for us as well. Okay, so I heard you say that delaying your dream is delaying the progress of the clients that you currently work with. I also heard you say that I think one of your strengths is your ability to empathize with the people that you work with because you do understand. You have been in their situation and you can relate to some of the things that they're going through on an emotional basis, and that's why that's a core attribute of a counselor is having the ability to display empathy because you want to be able to empathize, not sympathize. We don't want to feel sorry for nobody, but we do want to have an understanding of what it is that you're going through.
Yeah.
So that is a great attribute as a therapist. For me, as I previously shared, currently my mindset is just do it. I'm going to do it. But times where I have overthought, oh my God, I'm a black and white thinker. And I catastrophize. I don't overgeneralize a lot, but I definitely jump to the worst case scenario in a lot of situations when I'm in I have in relationships where it's like, okay, either you like me or you don't. Either we go together or we don't. Like, it's black and white for me. There's no gray. And if you're not calling me every day to check on me, you obviously don't like me because why don't you want to talk to me every day? So in situations like that, I have overthought or overanalyzed the situation, thinking that the person wasn't interested. Because my thinking is if I like you, I want to talk to you every day. But that doesn't mean that you think that way. And that's fine. But I really don't want to deal with you if you don't want to talk to me every day. But I'm just throwing that out there. All right, y'all. So now we're going to jump into why. Why do we self sabotage?
And here's where the therapy hack comes on because self sabotage isn't about laziness or weakness, it's about protection.
Exactly. It's our brain saying, if I mess this up first, nobody else can hurt me. It's control disguised as self destruction. I'm going to get to them before they get to me,
Mhm.
or I'm going to hurt them before they hurt me.
Baby, yes. Yes. And that's why healing starts with awareness. And you can't fix what you won't name.
Awareness is the first step. Always, always, always. Being aware of those feelings, being aware of those behaviors,
Yes.
being aware of when you pushing somebody away, being aware of when you being what he say on Baby Boy? See, I ain't gonna call it a B word. I'm gonna say unstable creature. Being aware is when you know you are being an unstable creature.
Yes, Jody, Marvin, please believe me.
Please believe me. See, I ain't gonna say the B word. I'm gonna say unstable creature.
My God.
Jody, my Jody. My baby just a mama's boy, that's all. Okay, all right, all right. And sometimes, y'all, it goes back to childhood again. Maybe you grew up hearing, don't get your hopes up, or don't try too hard, you'll just get hurt. So now, as adults, you expect things to fall apart and you act accordingly. Man, when I grew up, my grandma, she was blessed, God bless her soul. She believed every man was a cheater. That was just her thing. I remember I called her and I'm boo-hooing, and she's like, what you crying for? You ain't never gonna have no man to your stuff. You gonna always have to share him with somebody, even if it's his mama. You gonna have to share him with somebody. So for years, that was my mindset. Like, oh man, cheat. I'm not gonna have a man to myself. I'm always gonna have to share, and it might be a little bit of validity to that as far as the sharing, especially if they have children or if they have a close knit family or something like that. You will have to share them, but to her point, it was like, you might as well forget about that whole thinking you're gonna be the only woman mindset because that's not true. I still don't believe that. I still don't believe that. I don't. Sorry, Grandma. I love you, but that's just one thing I just can't agree with you on. Sorry, you make a hell of a banana pudding, though. I love you.
Yeah,
You don't like banana pudding?
bananas are
Blasphemy.
yeah, no, bananas are blasphemy, okay? Not of God, not of God.
Oh,
Uh,
hold on. Time out. So yeah, back to expecting things to fall apart and then you act accordingly. It's like always expecting the worst. Some people are afraid to get into relationships because they like, up, it's just gonna end up just like my last relationship. What if it don't? What if you enter into a relationship and it's literally the best relationship that you ever had? Me, the relationship for me isn't a failure. Even if it doesn't work out, it's an
right,
opportunity for growth.
yeah,
It's an opportunity for me to see, okay, Darnisha, this is what you could have done differently, or this is what you could do differently in the next situation.
say
But it's not, it's never a waste of time, honey.
yeah,
Because
not never,
I'm not going to stay in there long enough for you to waste too much of my time.
not at all.
That's first and foremost. And
No,
I'm always going to find a silver lining in it. Always. It don't matter how bad the situation was. But like, oh, well, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have learned this. If it wasn't for that, what I okay, I could just go on and on, but I'm done. Cause I can preach, okay?
no, I
I can
mean,
preach.
I definitely understand, baby, because I know for me, I tend to overthink. I questioning myself, doubting myself, doing all these things because that was just something I got in the habit of doing to the point it started hindering. Just got to get out of the habit of overthinking and questioning myself. Just keep going straight and looking forward. Don't look behind.
Mm-hmm. That self-doubt do come creeping in. Also, too, I just want to add this. Be careful who you share your goals and dreams with. That could be a sabotage within itself, too. There are certain people that will talk you out of the gold at the end of the rainbow. And you're like, man, I really was looking forward to finding that gold. And they're going to tell you every reason why the gold is not there, is not going to be there. You have to be careful because you can talk yourself out of some things too, but you can allow other people to infiltrate into your brain, and then now you doubting yourself, and you had so much confidence going into it, and you went and shared that dream or that goal with the wrong person, and now all that self-doubt is kicking in all over again. So be careful with your dreams.
I have a perfect example when we was in our master's program.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a moment of feeling low. And, you look over there to your partner and say, I don't think I can do this. I don't feel like I'm smart enough for that individual to yeah, I mean, you like training anyway. So I'm like, what?
The audacity.
Like, in my head, I'm like, "What?" Like, I'm already halfway done it with my my school, so I can't really I just needed a moment for my partner to be there for me to say, "No, babe, you got this." And then that psychologically started to create that self-doubt about not being able to do it.
Mhm. And I was gonna ask you what did you need from your partner in that moment, but you went into it. So the fact that in that moment you was looking for some validation and some reassurance, and then instead you got in a roundabout way, well, yeah, you like to train anyway, so maybe you should go down that path, right?
Yes.
So definitely, you just got to be careful. And of course, you want to share your goals and your dreams with your partner,
Yeah.
but that goes back into that toxic relationship episode too, where it was like sometimes that person ain't always clapping for you. They not always rooting for you. They not always cheering for you. So you gotta have that discernment about who you can share specific things with. All right. So now we're gonna talk about how can we break this cycle? How can we heal from all this?
All right, let's talk about the healing because awareness is only step one. Just step one. All right. Step one, name your pattern. When you catch yourself procrastinating or pulling away, pause and ask, what am I afraid of right now? Step two, challenge your inner critic. That voice saying, you'll never get it right. That's not the truth. That's trauma talking, okay?
That is not the truth. That is your trauma talking. You'll never, again, never using words like never and always, those are overgeneralized words. So if you saying I'll never get it right, that means I have never gotten anything right before. So you mean to tell me there wasn't not one time in my life I didn't get something right? I'll take those odds. If there was at least one time I got something right, that means I can get something right again.
Exactly.
So that's not the truth. That's a cognitive distortion. Then
Ooh,
self three, practicing self compassion. Healing doesn't happen by beating yourself up. You can't shame yourself into change. Only grace creates growth. Let me say that again. You can't shame yourself into change.
you can't.
Only grace creates growth. It's okay. I'll do it next time. I'll get it right next time. Not, oh my God, you so stupid. Why did you do that? How could you get that wrong? Or how come you can't pass this test? We don't do that. I'll get it right next time. I'll pass next time. It wasn't that time for me to take it right now. I got too much going on. And then step four, start small. Build consistency in the little things. Follow through on promises to yourself. That's how you rebuild trust within you. You having a hard time studying for this test? Okay, let me start small. I'm not going to try to start with all seven domains, seven, eight, however many domains it is. Let me start off with the code of ethics. Let me start off with growth and development. Let me start off with the foundations of counseling. You know what? I'm going to spend 1 month and 1 month only focusing on the code of ethics. That's going to build consistency because once you spend that month working on this, all right, next month, I'm going to work on this. Or give yourself a 3 month time span. So, first 2 weeks, I'm going to work on this. Next 2 weeks, I'm going to work on this. But that's how you rebuild trust within you because now you're knowledgeable. Now you retain the information because I wasn't rushing through it. I spent enough time on it to where, okay, I got this. Throw me some of those, throw me some of those research questions. Throw me some of those core counseling attribute questions. I bet you I got them. And I'm telling you what I know because I had to do it. So I'm telling you what I know, honey. All right. What's that five?
Step 5, celebrate progress, okay? Not perfection. Every time you make a different choice, that is a win, people. Give yourself that win, okay? A win is a win, no matter how you take it. A win is a win, and I'm gonna take that win, and I'm gonna go with the win.
All right. So when we say every time you make a different choice, that's a win. So if you're accustomed to, oh, okay, let me, you know what, this little situation with me and this person made me uncomfortable. I'm just gonna ghost them. Instead of ghosting, have a conversation about your discomfort. You know, I really didn't like, or it really made me uncomfortable when this happened between us. Talk it out. That's the celebration. Okay, I didn't ghost nobody. I actually communicated my feelings. A win is a win.
Win is a win.
All right, y'all. So self sabotage doesn't mean you're broken. It means there's a part of you that's still afraid. But the same mind that created the fear can also create the freedom.
Exactly. You don't have to earn peace. You just have to stop blocking it, okay? Stop blocking your peace, okay, baby? Stop it. Just stop it.
Especially if that's something you've been
Yeah.
praying for that peace, praying for that understanding. And then when it shows up, you like, here go peace. And then you start sabotaging. So we're gonna like giving an overview of everything that we talked about, what it means to self-sabotage. When you can consciously or unconsciously get in your own way. Self-sabotaging is getting your own way and then allowing those behaviors or those thoughts to block your progress. And then we talked about how it shows up. What are some ways that self sabotage shows up in our daily lives?
It shows up in procrastination, negative self talk, overthinking, and even toxic relationships from friendships, partner relationships, even family relationships.
Mm-hmm. And then remember that perfectionism too.
Mm,
When we can't start anything until everything is perfect, having that everything must be perfect mindset. So
yeah.
why do we self sabotage?
Well, we try to protect ourselves. It's protection. Or it's not laziness or weakness. It's more so of the protection.
Mm-hmm. And then we gave you guys some tools on how you can break that cycle, which includes step one, naming your patterns. Step 2, challenging your inner critic.
Step 3, practice self-passion. And step 4, start small. Build consistency and little things.
And then that's step 5, celebrating the progress, not perfection, but every time you make a different choice, a win is a win. All right, y'all. So y'all already know what time it is. It's Q&A time.
It's time for the Q&A. 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 It's time for the Q&A.
All right, all right. Daquan, what is that good Q&A question for us today?
All right, so that good Q&A question comes from Tracy from Atmore, Alabama. What's going on, Tracy?
From what part of Alabama?
Atmore, okay? Atmore. Shout out to my hometown, Atmore. How about that?
Okay, Atmore. What's up,
Yeah.
Tracy?
Yeah, they only got one Walmart. But hey, y'all, at what point do we stop protecting family relationships and start protecting our own value?
Well, that's a good one. All right, at what point do we stop protecting family relationships and start protecting our own values? It's a bunch of different ways I can go at this. Okay. When I hear family relationships, hypothetically speaking, let's say you were in a marriage, you were in a relationship. In that moment, that family is prioritized. So that's kind of where I would kind of start as far as now this relationship takes precedent over my family relationship. But then I also got to go back into that boundary setting too. Like, I'm not going to allow anybody, I don't care who you are, my mama, my daddy, my whoever, when it becomes disruptive in your peace, that's when I'm no longer protecting that relationship because it's not mentally healthy for me.
Yeah, you gave the politically correct answer because I'm
What you
all of
say?
that.
I gave the politically correct answer.
The politically correct answer because, baby, the way I would have said, bye, Felicia. I don't need you. But it took me a long time to figure that out because I was the one to live for others and not worry about me. So I protected them instead of worrying about me. I prioritized them over me. I'm no longer that person. I'm prioritizing me over me because nobody is going to take care of me like me.
Right.
So I had to heart. So, yeah, my peace, I don't need you. I don't want you. If you I want you to have your peace of mind. So if I'm not in your life for your peace of mind, baby, go ahead. Let's go ahead and part ways, you
And
know?
family be so quick to be like, but that's your family.
And family hurt you the
Family is the most where the most trauma comes from.
mhm,
Family is where the most jealousy, let's just be honest, where the
yeah,
most jealousy and hate comes from. The
mhm.
most backstabbing comes from your family.
Backstabbers.
That first person that you had envy towards or had envy towards you is a cousin or whoever. Like,
Uh-huh.
or you it was a competitive thing with, started with a relative, a sibling or a relative. Family be the first ones to do you in. So again, I'm gonna always choose my peace over anything and everything and anybody. I will
All the
always
time.
choose my peace first. Now,
All the
what
time.
back to what you said though, Daquan, it sounds like you were a people pleaser at a certain point in your life, which I was as well.
That's exactly what it was. I was a people pleaser.
Yeah, and so as a people pleaser, you don't want anybody to dislike you. You don't want nobody to talk about you. You just want, even if it's to the detriment of your finances, if you got it, you gonna give it to them. And if you ain't got it to give, you feel so bad because you wasn't able to do it. And they don't even be concerned about paying you back half the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I used to be a people pleaser too. And I really think that God blessed me with my autistic child to get me out of that phase. Cause now I don't care. You don't like me, you don't like me. You don't want to hang out with me, you don't want to be friends with me, you don't want to date, you don't want to do none of that. I do not care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So my peace of mind is everything. That's just that on that.
And this is why I love you. This is why we still here. We are still here. 'cause we are a family. Oh, that's a perfect heart. Look, our perfect heart.
You're so cheesy. Well, thank you, Tracy, for your question. We appreciate that. So, with that being said, it is now time for our affirmation and action of the day. You supposed to have those already
Alright,
together
I
because
already
you the
got it.
affirmation and the
I already
action person.
got it,
Okay,
girl. I
what is
already
it?
So, the affirmation of the day is I deserve to move through life with ease. Okay?
I had to open my eyes because I'm trying to figure out why did you change to "This is the Midnight Love"? Why did your voice change on the affirmation?
You know, you gotta give them that soft
In the
tone.
world?
You gotta give that soft tone.
What's the action, Barry White?
I gotta
What
say
is the
it
action?
twice. I ain't saying it
Okay, hold
twice.
on.
You get on my nerves so bad. I deserve to.
I ain't cutting this out either. I ain't editing this out. I deserve what?
I deserve to move through. I'm sorry. I deserve to move through life with ease.
I deserve
To move through life
to move through life with easy.
with
Easy
ease.
peasy breezy.
Easy peasy breezy squeezy.
Lemon squeezy for sheezy, my kneesy.
And that action is go laugh. Go have a
We're
good
gonna laugh,
time.
we're doing that else.
Okay,
We
we're
gonna
gonna cut
laugh.
up. We're gonna cut up wherever we at. Baby. They
Yes,
won't
go
know how to
laugh.
take
Go to a
that.
comedy show. Go watch a
Yeah.
stand-up show. Go watch old what's Richard Pryor film or Def Jam episode from the 90s.
Baby, for me, old gay classic. Golden Girls. If you want a good
I
laugh,
love the Golden Girls.
listen, Sophia,
I
Rose.
think I'm Dorothy. I told my mama she was Blanche. She was so offended.
Baby, why? Blanche is a key. We was gonna listen, I would be a Blanche if I was a Tay.
See, I think I'm Dorothy because I'm very witty. I'm quick-witted. And
Yeah.
then I'm smart, I'm kind, I'm important. I'm all of
Yeah.
that.
Baby, I could be Sophia.
I love Sophia.
Because
I could
baby,
be, yeah, Sophia.
my mouth
I'll
is
be
crazy.
Sophia.
You know what? You be Sophia and I'll be Dorothy. How about that? Because the way we
Picture
go
it.
back and go.
Cicely. 6. Man, I'm done with you. All right, so that concludes today's episode of the Trigger Happy Hour, where we take shots to the truth straight with no chase.
chase. Baby.
We see the post shares, the downloads. We got fans in different area codes. Shout out Houston, Indiana. Y'all be holding it down.
Y'all holding us down.
Y'all hold it down. But we even got viewers in Africa and Zamunda.
We got Europe.
Fans in Zamunda.
Okay. Austria.
What they know about Austria?
Austria.
We got fans in Austria.
Y'all can't even spell Austria. No, but
Hamburg is Austria.
you know, we definitely appreciate you. Thank you for the words. We really appreciate the comments and all the words of encouragement. Uh, we definitely read the comments. We definitely read the posts in the DM. So we appreciate y'all. We doing this for y'all. We're doing this for us as well, but y'all keep us motivated and just to see the downloads keep happening. We appreciate y'all so much.
Right. All right. Well, y'all have a good night. Enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your New Year's. We'll be seeing y'all again after the New Year's.
Yes, yes.
Peace.
Happy Christmas, Merry Kwanzaa.
Happy
You know,
Christmas.
Feliz Navidad and my Shanae boy.
Merry Kwanzaa. Happy Christmas. Merry Kwanzaa. Okay.
Feliz
Bye.
Navidad. And that's a wrap for this round of Trigger Happy Hour, where we take shots of the truth with no chaser. Just broad conversations where the shots are sharp and it takes a sharper, and nothing gets off the table. If you like what you heard, hit that follow button, leave a review, and tell someone who can handle the heat. Pull up a bar stool next week for more real talk. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Until then, Stay bold, stay loud, and don't water it down. Cheers.